you have sex, you get pregnant, you regret it. So what happens now? You raise a child supported by your parents instead of you supporting it yourself.
So bakit abortion yung magiging sagot doon?
I do believe that it's also morally right to allow abortion or to legalize abortion because it actually respects the bodily autonomy of someone, because at the very end of the day, everyone has the inherent right to make an informed and healthy decision about what should be done for their body.
Kasi hindi nga siya yung nagkasala, ikaw yung gumawa nun. Choice nyo kayong magjowa. Alam niyo na pwede yung mangyari.
51% o mahigit kalahati ng bilang ng mga taong nabubuntis mula noong 2015 to 2019, ayon po sa ulat noong 2022 ng UNPF, ay hindi inaasahan o unplanned pregnancy. Dahil po dito, may mga nag-iisip na kung gagawin bang legal ang abortion ay mababawasan ang kaso ng unwanted pregnancy. Bago ko po ipahilala ang ating mga panauhin, ako po si Armando Bibay at ito po ang Unbiased. Ang una ko pong ipakikilala ay psychology student of FEU Manila and fitness and martial arts coach. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Castiel.
Hi, I'm Castiel and I agree that we should legalize abortion.
Alright, maraming salamat po. Ang susunod ko pong ipakikilala ay isang returning guest. No? Siya po ay isang registered nurse in the Philippines and United States. Siya po ay social media influencer and entrepreneur. Palakpakan po natin si Ms. Mara.
Hi, I'm Mara, your nurse entrepreneur here in the US, here in the Philippines, and also USRN. And excited ako for this one.
Okay. So hindi na po natin patatagalin, Mr. Castiel. I'll give you your first round.
I believe that we should legalize abortion because it's not also morally right, but it also is essentially necessary kasi when you think of abortion, it always entails terminating a pregnancy through medical procedures. Now, there are two types of procedures, the safe and the unsafe. The first one is mostly practiced in Western country, which is yun nga, done by medical professionals. But bear in mind that unsafe procedures also happen in these remote locations, remote clinics that are not sanctioned. Now, I do believe that it's also morally right to allow abortion or to legalize abortion because it actually respects the bodily autonomy of someone, because at the very end of the day, everyone has the inherent right to make an informed and healthy decision about what should be done for their body and their health care. And everyone else is just background noise, because at the end of the day, only you know what happens with your body. The second one is most of the times it's necessary, wherein medical complications when it comes to pregnancies arise. And these complications sometimes necessitate for that pregnancy to be terminated kasi. Like for example, ectopic pregnancies, wherein the embryo develops in the fallopian tube rather in the womb of the patient itself. Now, most of the time, the embryo just dies and doesn't develop. Pero what if it does develop? That is when we come to the conclusion na should we terminate the pregnancy to save the mother, or should we let them go through with the pregnancy and just deal with the post-op complications na lang. What I am advocating for here is the preventative measure that abortion gives to the people, and the option that it entails to the bodily autonomy of the person carrying the pregnancy. Now, I'm not saying that everyone should get an abortion. I believe that abortion is a choice that only you yourself must make, not someone else, but only you. Abortion has its risk, as does with any medical emergency. But at the end of the day, only you know what should be done to your body, because it's your body, your choice. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter what I say. It should come from your decision, not from anyone. Kumbaga, it's your choice to become a mother. It's your choice to become not. Because healthcare is not a black and white thing. It always comes with consequences no matter what you choose. And the freedom to choose that means freedom to choose whatever consequence that you are capable of living with.
3 minutes for cross-examination.
Okay, so sabi mo, actually, the main context is having an unwanted pregnancy. So, for me, hindi unwanted pregnancy kasi yung, I mean, kunwari, may couple ka, tapos kinasal kayo, or kung hindi man, yung unwanted pregnancy, yun kasi yung parang dun nila ina-address yung abortion. Pero yung tinapik mo kasi regarding the medical side na yun nga, na mali ng punta yung embryo, pumunta siya dun sa outside of the uterus, then medically, yes, it is acceptable. And syempre, mag-agree naman talaga yung partners na hindi talaga yung matutuloy kasi iba talaga yung iba yung pupuntahan nun and hindi talaga siya doon dapat mabuo. Or may setup naman na pwedeng hintayin natin na ganito based sa medical industry. Pero the point is, legalization because of this unwanted pregnancy per se. So,
Excuse me, Ms. Mara, your role is to ask question po muna.
so parang dun sa part na yon, bakit mo papayagan yung unwanted pregnancy na ma-abort yun if it's parang pinagdesisyonan nung dalawa na may mangyari sa atin or nangyari ito, bakit hindi natin to pinaghandaan? Alam natin na magsisex tayo, tapos bakit magre-risk or magiging ang magfo-fall yung batang mabubuo? Eh di ba from conception or when the egg napasok yan ng sperm, automatic fertilization na yon, meaning may buhay na yon. So, bakit ka papayag na magpa-legalize ng abortion? Or bakit magte-take fall yung bata na nabuo? Kasi, pinagdesisyonan ng couple na gano'n. So, bakit siya mani-legalize dahil doon?
I think kasi depende yan sa parents din. There are some cases na yes, pinaghandaan nga namin to. Pero along the line, na-realize ng couple na our life, our economy right now, something happened along the line na hindi siya conducive to raising a kid talaga or parang like for example, nalaman na throughout the pregnancy hindi siya pwedeng maging viable talaga. Like for example, complications can happen kumbaga not just in biology but also in the life of the couple itself. Like for example, the mother lost their job, the father lost their job. What will happen to the kid once you let it come to terms kung hayaan mo mag full term ang pregnancy, what will happen to the kid? Kaya nga I'm not just advocating kasi for the couple itself. I'm also advocating for the kid. What will happen to the kid if like hinayaan mo nga mangyari yon?
3 minutes for round 1.
Okay, so, hi, good afternoon, and good morning, or good evening na din para sa lahat, no? So, ako naman, I'm against legalization of abortion. It's because, unang-una, syempre, religious-wise, di ba? So, maybe, sa iba't ibang countries, iba-iba din naman yung religion, pero as the term itself says, conception, so meaning, pagpasok ng sperm or after the sexual intercourse and then copulation or conception occurs, automatic, there's a living being na nandiyan na. Lalong-lalo na kapag ka narinig mo na yung heartbeat nun. So parang, papayagan mo ba na yung isang bata na yon or yung isang unborn citizen na lang, unborn na kung ano man yun, unborn na yon is, papayagan mo na lang ba na hindi niya makita yung kagandahan ng mundo? Kahit ano pa yung pagdadaanan niyan, still, grateful pa rin na nandiyan na siya eh. Yun yung una, religious-wise, biological-wise, yes. Pangalawa, syempre, dito sa Philippines, we have this law, under Basta yun, sa ligang batas natin, that we need to give dignity or we need to give protection, mapa-living or unborn pa yan, merong batas na magsi-safeguard para dyan. So, it's against the law or the principle that we have. Pangatlo is, may mga psychological na, syempre, may mental health status, physical status, at the same time, emotional status na pwedeng masagasaan ng legalization ng abortion. Kasi maraming usapin tungkol dyan. Pero, at the end of the day, papayagan ba natin yung unborn na yon na ikaw mismo yung pipigil nun, medically, alisin ko yung medically intent na, syempre kung may sakit yung mother, kung hindi kakayanin na maging pregnant yan, hindi talaga yan, sasabihin na talaga yan agad ng doktor. Pero yun nga, it's up to them, pero hindi kasali kasi doon yung legalization ng abortion para sa unwanted pregnancy, which is, hindi ko sinasabi na kasalanan nila kasi may nangyari sa kanila sa couple. Pero ang point doon ay, alam nyo na pwedeng mabuntis yan, pero bakit? Ang dami-daming pwedeng ang tawag dito? Pwede kayo mag-condom, pwedeng gumamit ng mga pills or anything na sinasabi naman yan sa inyo na pwede nyong gawin.
Okay, time's up. 3 minutes for cross-examination.
So, ang main hinge mo is that unwanted pregnancy yan and you should have expected it na kasi, it's sex, it happens, sperm goes to the, ovulation. Pero kasi, ang problem din dyan is through the culture of the Philippines. So, base sa culture of the Philippines, what do you think is the estimation ng, ng parang percentage ng, ng kaalaman ng isang tao or isang bata pagdating sa sex education or their sexual reproductive health, and what do you think is the perception of a predominantly Christian community when it comes to sexual health, kumbaga?
Alam mo dyan, naisip ko din yan in the sense na it should be parang hindi kasi siya dapat stigma na kapag pinag-usapan siya sa family, parang sasabihin sa'yo na, ay, huwag mong panoorin yan, ganyan, or something. Pero hindi ko din sinasabi na, manood kayo ng ganyan. Kasi magkaiba yon. Ang point lang doon ay, kunwari, the parents knows kung ano yung pinagdadaanan ng mga children, kung ano yung pwedeng nakikita nila sa labas. It should be done na like, mga anak, ito yung ginagawa, ganito yung pwedeng mangyari. Kung paano ka, or pagka ito yung ginawa mo, pwede ito yung mangyari sa'yo. And ito yung mga consequences na pwedeng mangyari in the long run. So sa ganong paraan, supposedly, yung parents, sila yung unang-unang nag-guide regarding the sex education man yan or sexual something man yan. Pero sa kanila kasi yun dapat na unang mangyari. Para yung mga bata, sasabihin talaga nila sa mga parents nila kung ano yung mga pwedeng mangyari. Kasi hindi nila yun alam Not unless may mag-feed dyan. Yun yung for me Kasi sabi nga, based sa studies, at 7 years old to 8 years old, nandiyan dyan na nagsastart yung mga fears ng mga bata. Pangalawa, andyan dyan din, nagiging conscious na sila sa lahat ng pwede nilang mangyari. Tapos pagdating ng teenage years niyan, andyan dyan na din yung part na, para na silang mga sabog ba na, uy, pwede kong gawin to, uy, may nakita akong ganito, ay, itry ko nga ito, ay, ito kaya. So, it's supposedly, even if that's the culture before, dapat yung parents yung unang nagsasabi sa mga bata, ano yung pwedeng consequences. Hindi pagalit. Kasi pag pinagalitan mo yung mga yan, lalo na yung mga bata ngayon, hindi na kasi talaga yan makikinig. Kahit ako, before, kapag pinagalitan ko, hindi ka naman talaga magsasabi Kasi pinagalitan ka. Pero kung yung parents mo, ganito yung sasabihin sa'yo, ay anak, alam mo, parang mas okay yung ganito yung gagawin mo. Siguro mag-iiba yung motion.
Okay, time's up. 3 minutes for a second round.
So, I do believe na dapat sa parents nagsisimula yung sexual education. Pero at some point kasi, at some point kasi, the parents sometimes, since yung culture ng Philippines is, stuck in the olden days na, ang sexual education, hindi sila masyadong maalam sa sexual education. So, so what happens to the child that doesn't have the proper education when it comes to that? That's why I'm advocating din kasi sa abortion because it's part of the sexual healthcare kasi. So, sure, education is important. It allows us to know the consequences of our action. Pero at the very same thing, sometimes it is not a guarantee na ang education ang pipigil sa mga bad choices and consequences for our children or for the teenagers in that area. That's why abortion is necessary din minsan kasi nga shit happens, okay? Shit happens. You get pregnant, you have sex, you get pregnant, you regret it. So what happens now? You raise a child supported by your parents instead of you supporting it yourself. And then what happens to the child? They grow up with whatever you give them, and sometimes it's not enough. With abortion kasi, at least you get to prevent that in order for you to actually internalize, I got pregnant. I don't want it to happen again. I have to plan for the future. Kasi nga in the culture of the Philippines, education is very limited towards those that are affluent. Pero when it comes to like marginalized sectors of the Philippines, like for example, yung mga nasa laylayan lang, hindi siya enough. And it's sometimes stigmatized. Yes, I agree with you na dapat di natin sinistigmatize yun, pero it happens kasi eh. At least with legalization of abortion, meron tayong preventative way para dun sa mga nakakataka sa ating safety net na nilagay, which is yung sexual education, para dun sa mga lumulusot kumbaga. Now I'm not saying na abortion, na a child, an embryo once it develops a heart is not alive. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is, why does the embryo's life matter more over the life of the person who have experienced what life is in the outside world? Why should the life of a developing embryo matter more than the actual passion and dreams of someone who is carrying that embryo to term? Kasi an embryo is alive. I can admit to that. Pero the mother is also alive. What about them? Sure, our life is
time's up.
good.
Okay. 3 minutes for cross-examination.
Parang, oo, it matters na mahalaga kung paano mo bubuhayin yung bata sa napupunan mo. Mahalaga din naman yung pangarap na meron yung nanay na manganganak. Pero the choice remains na bakit yung bata yung magsasuffer? Bakit siya? Choice mo nga yun eh. Alam mo yun na pwede yun mangyari. Pangalawa, bakit natin ibibigay yung mismong budget in legalization ng abortion when pwede siyang ilagay kung maraming mga magulang na accepted nila na mag-adopt ng bata. Maraming hindi nagkakaanak na gusto nilang magkaanak. Why not yung budget na meron ilagay doon at mas maging okay yung sistema pagdating dun sa adopting children? Kung ayaw niya, okay lang. Di meron siyang pwedeng kausapin. Sino po yung pwedeng ganito? Hindi ba mas okay yon na kesa ipag-suffer mo yung unborn child? Kung merong may gusto na mag-alaga niyan, bakit hindi na lang sila yon? Okay. Pangalawa, yung psychological factor sa part na yan ng pagpapa-abort, since hindi din naman siya pasok dito sa Philippines or hindi siya accepted in the Philippines, actually, there's stigma pa rin when it comes to aborting a child. Not medically necessary. Kasi pag sabi mo medically necessary, then hindi na siya masyadong question eh. Kasi na talaga yun eh, sa health na talaga yung problema.
Para gusto niyo po ba siyang bigyan mo na ng chance na sagutin yung tanong? since cross-examination?
I guess ang sinasabi mo is bakit hindi rin lang natin ilagay yung budget sa adoption. But what I'm saying is sure may budget na ang adoption agencies when it comes to actually securing homes for children. Pero at the very same thing, hindi napigilan yung root of the problem, which are these unwanted pregnancies or parents na hindi pa talaga handang akuin yung responsibilidad in carrying a child. Kasi a child is a lifetime commitment, okay? Hindi lang tatapos yun sa 18 years old no matter what everyone says. It still remains with you. A child remains with you unless you get they cut you off. Pero what I'm saying is unless you cut the root of the problem, further budget will just be like a temporary band-aid to the actual growing problem, which is yun nga a number of teenage or unwanted pregnancy here in the Philippines. Aside from that, when it comes to psychological kasi, hindi siya accepted medically speaking kasi it doesn't have biological effect, 'di ba nga sabi mo. Pero I believe kasi when it comes to psychology, it should not limit itself to the biological approach but also to the social, the cultural, and the psychological approach.
Okay, time's up. Ms. Mara, you have 3 minutes for your second round.
Okay, so yun nga, for me, conception is the first, kumbaga, yun na yung buhay eh. Buhay na siya agad nun. So, bakit natin aalisin yung buhay niya? Kung yung couple, or should I say, kunwari ako, wala pa po akong asawa, wala po akong anak. Okay. Wala din pong, ayan. Pero, kung kunwari ako yon nagkasala, or may nangyari or something, bakit mo kailangang, sabi mo nga, the root cause, it should not be the unborn child. Kasi hindi nga siya yung nagkasala, ikaw yung gumawa nun. I-choice nyo kayong magjowa. Alam niyo na pwede yung mangyari, pero bakit siya yung magti-take ng fall? Alam ko na meron din pa tayong mga pangarap sa buhay, pero bakit hindi natin pwedeng isama yung bata na yon? 'Di ba? And maraming pwedeng mangyari in the future. Like, syempre, progressive naman yung country. Though maraming mga usapin regarding dyan. Pero, iwanan natin yun. Kasi, buhay natin yung nakasalalay. Buhay ng bata yung nakasalalay. And at the same time, there's a law governing, yun nga, na hindi mo basta-basta pwedeng ipa-abort yan dahil unwanted yung nangyari at may nangyari sa inyo ng jowa mo. Pangatlo, ano ba yung nasa isip mo nung time na ginawa mo yan? Nagpakasarap kayo. Tapos ano na? 'Di ba? Bakit siya yung magte-take ng fall, which is hindi naman? Then, religious aspect or your parents matters also. Pero alam ko na kapag ka lumabas yan, mamahalin din naman nila yan eh. Kaya nga nandiyan din sila to take, nagkasala ka, andyan na yung bata, kung ayaw mo yan, sila yung mahandang mag-alaga niyan for you. And alam nila na kahit ano pa yan, with the moral obligations of risking and taking care of the child, sila na yung nandoon. Hindi ko sinasabi na iiwanan mo yung anak mo doon. Pero ang mangyayari doon, kung hindi mo pa siya accepted, then so be it. Pero kung kunwari, aalisin mo yan, ano na yung nasa isip mo after? Kasi yun yung mas malala eh. The after effect of aborting the child. Of the after effect of, should I say, murdering an unborn being. Kasi nga, may heartbeat na yan. That time, conception begins. Biologically wise. Hindi na ako aalis doon. As a nurse, me, myself, alam ko kung ano yung dignity, lalo na kapag namatay yung isang tao sa harapan ko. Sabi nga nila, you should give a dignity when a person dies. Meaning, hayaan mo siya na mag-take effect naturally.
So, what you're saying is it's murder, kumbaga, kasi there's a life na there. It's already beating. Okay, so let's dive into that deeper. So when you say that a heart is beating, it's alive, how about those that are technically brain dead? They're alive. Pero most medical professionals, they actually advocate na take them off life support kasi there's no chance that they'll ever wake up again. They're alive. Of course, medically speaking, they're alive. They have a heart beating, but they can't really have any more experience. Well, what is your professional and religious opinion when it comes to that?
You're asking about euthanasia. So euthanasia actually is not also accepted in the Philippines, but it's not actually an unwanted pregnancy. And we are talking about the unwanted pregnancy. All those brain dead people, yes, there's a heartbeat, and actually, if meron niyang medical, meron niyang mga tagubilin or mga kasulatan or agreement that they wanted this and this and this, then it should be done because that's their will. Or if napakatagal na and wala talaga tong pag-asa, then that should be a sign. But it's not the cause. Even if their heart is beating, even if that's brain dead, the question remains, this born yun eh. Hindi man natural death ang euthanasia, pero eto kasi yung pinag-usapan natin unwanted pregnancy. And then ang gusto nila, illegalize yung abortion, i-terminate yung pregnancy. Kasi bakit? Hindi nila mabubuhay yung isang bata kasi kasalan dahil lang sa nagpakasarap sila from before. Then it's not okay. For me, hindi siya okay. Bakit? Bakit nga magte-take ng fall yung isang bata or yung isang unborn na may heartbeat? Though, hindi naman siya brain dead eh. Pero ikaw yung nag-decide. Or the mother or the parents because hindi nila kayang buhayin and so on and so forth. Pero yun kasi yun eh. Wala naman ding parents na nagkaroon ng mga anak na alam naman nila kung paano yun bubuhayin agad-agad. Diba? Kahit sa marriage, hindi naman talaga nila alam kung ano yung pwedeng mangyari soon. Kasi the future remains questionable. Pero kung ano yung gagawin mo, mapanawalan ka ng trabaho, meron kang trabaho, mapamayaman ka, kung ano mang estado na meron ka, still alam mo kasi kung ano yung pwedeng mangyari soon. Kasi meron ka na ngang anak. And that actually, minsan pa, nababago yung...
Okay, time is up. 3 minutes for your turn now.
Sa akin naman kasi, sure, it's brain dead and this is unwanted pregnancy. Pero what I'm doing is I'm drawing a conclusion. You're equating a beating heart to life. And I'm comparing it to a brain dead person who has a beating heart but can't make an experience anymore or just not have the initial brain activity to constitute to life itself. But what is life actually? Kasi medically speaking, it's a heart beating. But philosophically and psychologically speaking, life starts when you start to learn or when you start to conceptualize or experience something. And we might disagree on this one on what life is. Pero I do like to point out na hindi dapat na kahit mabuhay man yung bata na yun, kahit ipanganak pa rin yun, they will still be the consequences of the action and they will still live with that. Kasi let's face it, most teenagers na hinahayaan nilang na parang pinapanganak nila yung anak nila from yung pagkakasarap nga yung sabi mo. Their child lives to be a reminder of that day, and sometimes that has a psychological aspect as well. So whether they live or die, meron pa ring mangyayaring consequences. Sa child kasi, once pinanganak mo yan, the reputation of being an unwanted child is still there. The reputation of the mother being like a petulant teenager is there. And how will that affect the two? Mostly they will be affected by like people na parang dinidisenfranchise sila, parang dinidiscriminate sila just because of how it happened. The child itself will be the consequence itself. Pero why does based on the dignity of the child itself, bakit kailangan ang bata ang maging consequence ng action na yon? Parang nilalagay natin, hindi na siya tao. Consequence na lang siya. That's just a token of the consequence of your action. Pero it's a child eh. once you let a child, would you really let a child come into fruition knowing that the people around him or them associate them with a mistake, with a consequence, with a punishment, with a sin? Would you really allow a child to live in a world where the world sees them as nothing more than just the sin, the product of the sin of their parents? Pero the only way that the child can actually get away from that reputation is when they actually prove something from themselves. Pero bakit kailangan patunayan ng bata na hindi niya deserve yung label na yun? We can actually prevent that kasi with abortion eh. Bakit kailangan ang bata? Kasi if the child lives, they will still bear the burden of the mistake of their
Okay,
parents.
time's up. 3 minutes for cross-examination.
So, bakit abortion yung magiging sagot doon?
For me kasi ang abortion, at least it will prevent the child from actually experience that. Kasi it's a conundrum actually. The child dies, doesn't get to experience a beautiful world. The child lives but gets to experience the cruelty of the world. It's a conundrum. It's a never-ending circle actually. Nobody can actually answer it because it's philosophical. Pero I think abortion can still prevent that. Whether abortion should be legalized or unlegalized, it doesn't answer that question because that is subjective. I think abortion should be legal because it actually prevents that from happening to the child. The psychological toll that it will give to the child, especially kung yung reputation ng pagkaka-conceive sa kanya is hindi maganda. Kasi that clings to the child itself until may mapatunayan siya sa mundo. Pero they're still a child. Bakit may kailangan silang patunayan just for the people to respect or love them?
Actually, hindi naman talaga dapat abortion yung sagot doon. It should be the stigma revolving doon sa mga usapin na, nangyari yon. Yes, nangyari yon. Kasalanan nila yon. Bakit nagtitake ng toll yung bata? Pangalawa, bakit nabubuli yung mga bata pagdating sa gantong panahon? It should be yung mismong mga kailangan yung education ulit, psychologically wise. Yun kasi dapat yung mas maging maayos eh. Para hindi, yes, cruel yung mundo. Just like what happened sa mga nagsi-suicide as of these days. It's because nabubuli din sila. Mentally, they are devastated because sa dami ng mga sinasabi na hindi naman dapat sabihin. Pangatlo, bakit social status-wise or reputation-wise, yes, mga magulang, yes, mahalagang reputasyon, pero hindi ba mas okay na, kasalanan ko to tatanggapin ko yan, pero wag mong gagalawin yung bata kasi tao din yan. Hindi naman yan hayop na iiwanan ko lang din dyan. May mga consequences revolving, pero still, bakit kailangan abortion yung sagot kung hindi naman dapat abortion yung maging sagot?
Kasi nga yun nga, stigma happens kasi kahit I'm viewing abortion as a safety net, okay? Education is important and should be the main barrier between stigma and actual acceptance. Pero so long as there is a morally ambiguous or gray area.
Okay, so the last is, I wanted to say actually, since biological wise, conception is already a human being, since conception, pangalawa is, yes, the culture that we have in the Philippines is actually family matters. So, dun pa lang, sa unborn child, actually yung iba, they are already celebrating, di ba, when pregnancy happens. At the same time, with the law of 1987, actually, Article 2 states, yun nga, they are already, with the unborn and the born citizens in the Philippines, we are safeguarding yung rights ng mga yan. So, if abortion happens, principle ng mismong saligang batas ay sisirain yung sarili niya. Pangatlo, psychological wise, mentally wise, physical wise, syempre, kasama lahat yon. Lahat kasi yon yung factors na kapag kunwari, abortion legalizes, ang tanong, ready ba yung parent or yung babae to make it happen? Or ano ba yung after effect na pwedeng mangyari mentally, psychologically, that human being ay inalis mo or inalisan mo mismo ng karapatang mabuhay na kung kunwari may isip niya in the long run, ay may mga ito sana. Kahit cruel yung mundo, pero still, kayang-kaya kasing mabago yun, lalo na pagka mas naging maganda lang or magiging maganda kung paano mo palalakihin even if that child is from an unwanted pregnancy or kung ano pa yan, still hindi pwede na siya yung mismong mag-take nung risk na aalisan mo siya ng mabuhay or aalisin mo siya na mabuhay or ikaw mismo yung magme-murder sa sarili mong nasa sinapupunan kasi ito yung gusto mong mangyari. Pero bahala ka. Nasa sayo yon, sabi ko nga, buhay mo yan, pero still, legalization of abortion, I am against it.
Ay, maraming salamat po. 3 minutes for cross-examination.
Sa tanong ko naman is like, sinabi mo na may batas tayo na nagsisafeguard ng unborn and born life. Pero what we're debating here kasi is should we legalize it, should we legalize abortion as a law that regardless of that law. Kasi kung sasabihin mo na ang law natin, meron tayong law na nagsisafeguard doon so that that should not happen. That's basically saying should we abolish the rule? Should we abolish a certain rule? Pero ang argument mo is merong rule na nagsasabi na bawal nating gawin 'yon. We are trying to change here, we are trying to change and remodelize the constitution itself. So even though nasa ginawa nga ang constitution and bylaws na yun to safeguard innocent life, kumbaga born and unborn, why should the law matter when in some cases the law isn't morally right in the very sense na hindi talaga siya nagsisafeguard ng autonomy and actually moral right ng isang tao? Why should the law matter kung most of the times hindi naman siya morally right?
Morally right.
Yes.
Actually, sabi nga nila, the law, kapag parang ganito, pag inabolish mo yung isang law, ano nang pwedeng mangyari sa Pilipinas? Or ano nang pwedeng mangyari sa lahat? Pag inalis mo yung law.
Pag inalis mo yung law, there will be other laws that will take.
Pag inalis mo yung law, generally speaking, there will be chaos. And no one should be above the law.
Yes, no one should be above the law.
Yes.
Pero what I'm saying is, if you remove a law, not the Constitution, the law. If you remove a law, something else takes it because there's nature abhors a vacuum. It's in the nature of the Filipino to fill something a gap. If you remove that law, something else will take it, something that is modified, that actually follows the rules of the society or the societal views of that generation kasi. So kung aalisin mo yung yung life na yung law na parang nangangalaga sa life ng born and unborn, something else will take it that is more modified, that still follows the same spirit, pero actually takes into account what is agreed upon in the Senate.
But then, yung sinasabi mo na pag-aalis or paglalagay ng abortion law, this means na gagawin na lang ng lahat ng tao or kung sino naman yung gustong gumawa,
Fortunately, naubos na po yung oras natin. But don't worry, hindi pa po tayo dito nagtatapos dahil sa susunod na episode ay may mga katanungan pa po tayong nakahanda sa ating po mga panauhin. So sa ngayon, magpapaalam po muna kami. Muli ako po si Armando Bibay at ito po ang Unbiased.